is that stance is so exhausting. How can you, being black isn't something you can put in a measuring cup.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something you can put in a glass and be like, this glass is bigger than this one. But not like that.
Right.
What does it mean? I'm blacker than you. What does that really freaking mean?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right? How are we measuring how black you are to another person? To another black man, I'm Bruce. I'm blacker than you because my wife is full-blood American black.
Okay.
That's how much blacker I am than you. Blacker than black. She full-blood American black. What does that mean?
Right.
What am I saying to you? Your wife is clearly black. She's clearly, if she gets pulled over in 1912, it don't matter where she's from. It don't matter how black she is. She's black. Mm-hmm. She's black. End of story.
If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast. We should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us a like, leave us a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. Make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the content we're delivering you, make sure you hit that join button. There's going to be exclusive content here just for you.
What was it? Last Wednesday night, right? The Wednesday night show. I kept it at one topic. I talked about Ryan Clark and RG3 and that whole thing, which stemmed from the from the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark business, right? And I thought it wasn't something I really wanted to take the time to dig into, but it was something that I ended up having to dig into, and that's why I made the show only one topic, because obviously we know it was very nuanced. It had racial components, societal components, all that stuff. So I really wanted to get into it, and I really wanted to break it down, complete with the different sound from the things that Ryan Clark and Robert Griffin III both had to say. So like I said, it ran about 2.5 hours. That's something that you can go back and listen to if you haven't had the opportunity to hear it yet. I would like to think that I handled that well. I would like to think that I handled that with the nuance and the care that it deserved. It was, again, not something I really wanted to get into, but I took my time and I did that. And during the course of that live, there were some people in the chat, not a lot, but some people in the chat who were really going at me for what I had to say about the way Ryan Clark handled it. And I thought that was very interesting, because lo and behold, a few days later, Ryan Clark, I don't know if he was forced by the powers that be or what, but Ryan Clark comes out with what would appear to be a heartfelt apology regarding how he handled that. Now, we're going to play the apology and we're going to talk about it, I'll just say this before I let Transformer go, before we start to play the clip. I personally don't feel like it was particularly heartfelt. And as we go through it, you'll see some examples where I'm like, really? Come on, man. But yeah, that's my thought. But Transformer, go ahead, man. First, we didn't really get a chance to get your overall feelings on this whole thing between those two. And then I don't know if you've heard the apology yet, but if you have, I'd love to hear some of your thoughts on it.
So to respond, I did hear the apology. I just heard it yesterday. First thing that popped up on my phone.
Okay.
Because it came up on Twitter and I clicked on it. And my reaction to the reaction of his to RG3. Completely out of bounds. You stepped into a lane and you stepped into a fire that had nothing to do with the conversation that was had. Yeah. Ryan Clark, to me, never responded to what RG3 was doing, and that's criticizing Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. He kept it in between the lines as far as what the rivalry has been since the LSU Iowa days. Ryan Clark stepped into a realm of where, okay, now we're getting extremely personal because now you're bringing my family into this situation. Robert Griffin's wife Robert Griffin III's wife had zero to do with his take. Nothing. So you're bringing my wife into a conversation, a racial conversation now, talking about the respect for Black women and how am I, leaning more towards the white side to, more benefit my white wife. What are we actually talking about? Because now you're changing the subject and topic of conversation to fit your beef and quarrel towards me. Your beef and quarrel is with me. So we're talking past basketball. We're talking past Angel Reese. We're talking past Caitlin Clark. You're more so attacking me over my take of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. What are we talking about? This goes back to, and I hate to bring this up, but the Stephen A. and LeBron argument that was going on a couple of months ago. And when Stephen A. took it so personal that he started attacking people that weren't involved, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, you're bringing outside entities into your quarrel with another man. Why? Why are you trying to dig so hard to attack me when this ain't even them? These other parties don't have anything to do with my take or my topic of conversation. So the same thing with Ryan Clark. It was out of bounds. You know what I mean? Why are you attacking my wife? She ain't say nothing to you. My family ain't said nothing to you. I said something to Angel Reese. I don't even say anything to you. I'm talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. You decide that you dislike me so much that you took it to the core, which is my wife, who normally sits right behind me as this Kobe Bryant book is sitting right here, who normally sits right there behind me. And now I got to publicly defend my woman and my take and my stance on my family. So it was out of bounds. But it takes a man. Now, I'm not here to question intent. Intent only goes to the person who's applying the pressure. That's it. I can't judge intent. However he felt, it could have been true. It could have been sincere. It could have been phony. I can't judge that. I can only tell you that respect is due because at least you publicly shamed his wife or publicly talked about his wife, talked about his family. You publicly apologize with 3 minutes and you kind of, shooting your own narrative and talking about yourself like, hey, I'm wrong for this. I did this. If I could take it all back, I would. Stuff like that. Like, hey, you publicly apologize. I can be at peace. Your intent is your intent. I can only judge you by you responding and you giving me that respect in that response. So that's my take on it, man. I don't want to take up too much time. I know we got to get to the actual apology. So
yeah, no, I hear you. And that was actually really good. The only thing I'll say, in fairness to Ryan Clark, he didn't actually attack RG3's wife because he did speak highly of her. But what he did was use RG3's wife as a prop to attack RG3, which to me kind of amounts to the same thing, even if you didn't directly go in on RG3's wife. So that's kind of how I look at it. But yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll start listening to the Ryan Clark apology, and we'll do what we do. We'll break it down as we go.
A little bit ago, we started some different. Obviously, the talk of the week has been the back and forth between myself and RG3. All of it started over an Angel Reese take that he felt was a sports take that I didn't feel that way about. I felt it was away from the court. I felt that it was away from basketball. And because of the personal feelings I have about RG3, I took a take that was personal to another person and made it personal to myself. And I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have brought his wife into an equation, even though in my mind, before speaking about her, I processed as much as I possibly could to speak of her in a way that was positive, trying to make sure it only illustrated a point about the way that he approached Angel Reese. And in that, in some ways, and to some people, I probably missed the mark. I have a lot of experience with RG. I know some things about him personally. I'm not going to say that we are close. I'm not going to say that we are friends. But those things already imprinted in my mind, those feelings, already things that have developed over our experiences together, over some things that he said to me, done to me, probably some things I've said to him, they played a part in how I felt. Now, he's done some things that I haven't commented on because I didn't want or need to attack him. And
so he's already saying here that I wasn't in any way objective in what I was saying because my feelings were involved based on how I feel about RG3. That's not good.
Responded off of emotion.
Yeah, nor is that manly, right? That's not how we move. But or it shouldn't be how we move.
Female dog behavior. Yeah.
It is. Great way to put it. Great way to put it. Let's continue.
In this case, I wanted to defend a young black, which ended up being an attack on him. He felt, or at least he said, an attack on his family. And that was never the case or never the intent of mine.
Real quick, he says he wanted to defend a young black woman. Okay, cool. Did she tell you that she needed that defense from you? Right? If there was another woman who just happened to not be black that needed defense, would you have jumped to her defense? Right? You see what I'm saying? This is that's not good, right? You should stand on if somebody needs help, you help them, right? Regardless of their race or whatever there is, right? If they need help and that's your mentality, if somebody needs help, I'm gonna help them, then why do they have to, I had to jump to the defense of a young black woman? Like, not really with that whole business of you always gotta, try to jump to save every black woman. Like, nah, somebody needs help. I mean, unless you can clearly see it, right? If somebody's drowning, they may not be able to tell you they need help, but you get the point. But
I choking or something like that.
Right. Yeah, I didn't really like the way he presented that. But again, this is something I pointed towards in the first live that I did about this. Ryan Clark is slick, and the way he's approaching this and the way he's presenting it, he knows that he's going to get the majority of black people on his side by framing it in a certain fashion. And I don't like that because I think it's disingenuous. Instead of the merits of his argument should be able to sway people to his side, not, unfortunately pulling the race card or whatever else. But that's me.
And I look back at this, I think a larger thing that has now happened is people who love and people who know me have now had to come to my defense because they know my heart, they know my actions, they know the intent of my words. By bringing in, maybe, I can't speak for these people, by speaking about RG's wife, it's now brought my family into the equation, or Bianca into the equation, or my children, Jordan, Logan, Jaden into the equation. I certainly didn't want them to have to be sort of the casualties of my Twitter or my media wars. Bianca, in particular, has taken a lot of heat, has taken a lot of hate. All she's ever done is give her life to her family. All she's ever done is make sure all of our kids, yes, that includes Jaden and Jordan and Logan, had the best home life, the most present mother, the best provider, the best support system that they possibly could. And
real quick, so he's saying basically like, his wife has taken a lot of heat and vitriol for his comments, and that's not cool at all. Why didn't you think about what RG3's wife was going to take, based on those comments, right? Unfortunately, we know that there's a lot of people in the black community who are waiting to pounce on that and who I'm sure attacked RG3's wife regarding those same comments, right? So you were cool with it when it was somebody else's wife taking that heat and that vitriol, but when it's yours, you out here, you trying to fix it, right?
I'm pretty positive the moment Ryan Clark made that response about RG3's wife and his family, and everybody who sided with Ryan Clark came after Robert Griffin III's wife. Why do you think? Why do you think more so he had to step up and say something, right? Like I'm pretty sure, like his wife and family and members of his family were starting to get heat about that. Like, hey, you are you like that, or like is that how you feel? Like, are you just gonna side with this and side with that? I'm pretty positive the same thing that happened to Bianca, his wife, Ryan Clark's wife, was happening to Robert Griffin's wife. So, what did you think was going to happen when you one play a race card,
right,
and two publicly, three with the stature that you are, because the Pivot Podcast is doing an amazing job, right?
Absolutely.
So you have a lot of views and a lot of ears and a lot of fans and stuff that's going to support what you say. So what did you think was going to happen, right? So yeah,
I don't know what he thought.
I have no idea.
Yeah. G, what's going on, man?
G,
hold on, fellas.
Maintaining, brother, maintaining.
Then after that, after taking care of that family for decades of her life, she's now moved on into getting a degree, getting a master's, starting a PhD program, and now working to counsel and take care of others.
Who cares what education she's doing? Seriously, who cares? Who cares if she's getting a master's and a PhD program and all? Who cares? Do you care about if RG3's wife is doing all that stuff? Who cares? Seriously. This is not a shot at his wife, but why did you have to throw that in to your apology, what's supposed to be, and eventually will become your apology to RG3 and to his wife? Why does any of that have anything to do with it? Who cares?
Might I add, RG3 wife has sold a record number of booty bands because of the publicity that she's been getting.
Hey, that video was funny. That video was funny.
What is that? What's a booty band?
The mini bands, exercise mini bands. The ones you put on your legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but like that can't be a new thing. Those have been out for a while, right?
Those have been out for centuries. I mean,
right. So I'm like,
been out for years. But yeah, so they did a little video, and it was a little quirky video, being corny and funny. And
okay. Yeah. Hey, I guess you take advantage of it, right? Take advantage of the publicity.
All publicity is good publicity. Depends on how you move it.
We know a guy who believes that wholeheartedly. All right, let's go back to the to the clip.
Think she deserves, she does not deserve the hate that she got because of me. To her, to my children, I am sorry. I have to start to think about how my words impact, who they impact, and the effect of the fallout on you guys. So that leads me to Greta Griffin. Let me say this before getting into reasoning, before getting into thought process. She should not have been brought up in me trying to make a point about how having Black women close to you and the things that you learn from them can help you in the way that you approach and speak to and about. She didn't need to be the illustration of that. I could speak positively about what they are without making the insinuation that it's something that non-Black women don't do well.
All right, so I'm just going to reiterate. And again, you guys can watch my in-depth thoughts on this from the last live that we did, but I'm going to reiterate. Ryan Clark is pretty much pushing a falsehood here when it comes to that whole business of RG3 not being aware or not having the discussions in his home. Because again, one, you don't know what he's talking about in his home. He has 4 Black daughters with his white wives, right? So we know that. And I say Black because although they're biracial in America, Americans created the one drop rule. I didn't. So being biracial makes you Black. So cool. Now, that said, he has 4 daughters who are Black women or eventually will be Black women, right? So you're telling me that's something that he's never had to discuss with his wife? He RG3 is Black on both sides. He has a Black mother. He has Black grandmothers. He has Black cousins. He has Black aunts, Black nieces, right? 2 Black sisters. Are you telling me RG3 has never had these discussions with any of them? He's never heard this being discussed in his family? We got to stop this. But again, Ryan Clark knew what he was doing. He was very slick with the way he approached this because he knew that most of Black America was going to be on his side when he framed this a certain way. It is ridiculous. That's my thought. Y'all got anything on that before we go back to the clip?
No, you said you hit it on the nail.
Gee, I know you probably disagree with that. What you think, man?
I'll wait till the end. I give my thoughts on this.
No doubt.
I'm doing the exact same thing, or it may have seemed that I did the exact same thing to her that I'm trying to keep people from doing to Black women. My thought process was in seeing certain clips on my algorithm, on my timeline, they do a podcast together. In that podcast, they talk very openly about not being Black enough. They talk very openly about biracial kids, what it's like to not be accepted in the Black community. They very rarely talk about Black women. In the video that RG3 posted that I felt like mocked Angel Reese, she was in the background. Then I love the optics of RG3, a Black man, attacking and imitating, and what I felt insulting, mocking a Black woman as his wife was in the background, almost seemingly as a prop of, and this is my feeling, of what was good, amening, nodding along, and applauding what I felt like was a personal attack. I didn't, but that doesn't mean because I have that feeling about what you do to someone else, I can do that to you. So to Greta, I was out of line. I was out of bounds. I apologize. To all of the people that don't like RG's take or takes or the way that he moves, or even if you just in this conversation take my side and want to support me, leave his family alone. It doesn't take a daily attack on his wife, on his children to remind him that you think his take, his takes, or whatever it is the wrong thing to you.
Real quick, again, why did he feel the need to go through all of this instead of opening up? Hey, obviously you guys are aware, myself, RG3, Robert Griffin III, been going back and forth, and I want to be forthright, upstanding. I want to get in front of the microphone here, and I want to tell all of you, very simply put, I was wrong in bringing Robert Griffin III's wife into this. No matter how I felt about it, or no matter how I felt about his commentary, that is something that there's no place for. His wife should not have been involved. By involving his wife, it indirectly involves his children. While I didn't name them specifically, I know that as a public figure, when you get called out, it affects all the members of your family and everyone in your close circle. So I want to apologize for that. Like, why did he have to go through all of this? Again, he thinks he's slick. He's trying to still curry sympathy while giving what I believe to be an insincere apology. But let's go ahead and let's continue the clip. I can't wait to hear what you guys say.
Families should be off limits. I started that by bringing her into it. I see that no matter what my intent was, the impact was different. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it a different way. And in doing it all over again, instead of pointing to what non-Black women can't do or don't do, or the conversations I don't feel like they can have, I should have pointed to what having a positive Black woman in the household could do.
All right. So that's the end of it. And I will just wrap up my thoughts on it. Once again, the biggest part of this whole thing to me is his own blatant hypocrisy of clearly having been with a white woman at some point before with his biracial child. So, pot meat kettle, right? Not cool at all. And again, he doesn't know what conversations they are and are not having. And think about it. RG3 could have theoretically, by nature of him having Black daughters with these white women, he could have taken his wife, or, even when they were dating, girlfriend, fiance, he could have taken them around his family and said, hey, these are some of the things we want to talk about. She's open to hearing. Let's try and, would you guys kind of have some discussion? You don't know that none of that happened. So this is why I'm so irritated with Ryan Clark making that commentary. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to leave the floor to you, gentlemen. Let's go.
G.
Yes, sir.
Your take, your thoughts, your opinion. Ryan Clark's apology, was it sincere to you, or was it more flabbergastic behavior to cover up the airwaves on the network that he works on?
So Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, whole ordeal, white versus Black, and then it turned into, I'm Blacker than you because I have a Black wife, right? Corniest shit ever, right? But it's entertainment. It's entertainment. And so it moves the needle for ESPN, and it also gives some relevance to RG3 since he's been on the bench. I didn't give it too much. Attention. I like what Cam said on 4th and 1. He kind of did a real good job of breaking things down for me and letting me understand it. Like, it's just entertainment. Like, these dudes are just pushing the narrative. Are they doing it in the right way? I think leave the women out of it, right? Leave the women and the children out of it. If you guys got like an open beef, then y'all should handle it. And that's what it sounds like. You guys, they had an open beef. Yeah. So 250,000 viewers. That's a nice amount of followers, right? Like, I wonder how many followers did he have prior to, but that's no there. Like I said, Black versus Black. I'm Black. RG3 is Black. Ryan Clark's Black. They both played professional football, very, very successful with their career. And I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Like, all this other back and forth and shenanigans about, I'm blacker than you, and you blacker than me, and my Black family got this, and your half family, and half. At the end of the day, everybody's just trying to make it, bro. That's it. Everybody trying to make it. And these circumstances or these types of rifts just cause something that shouldn't be there in the media, right? Because now you took away from which was a duel between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and you made it about yourself and your family. Like that's media strong arm. That's what I'm gonna call it, media strong arm. But that's pretty much my thoughts, man. If I had to roll it up, I'd just say, there's two brothers fighting over who's blacker than the other.
Which is that stance is so exhausting. How can you being black isn't something you can put in a measuring cup.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something you can put in a glass and be like, this glass is bigger than this one. But not like that.
Right.
What does it mean? I'm blacker than you. What does that really freaking mean?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right? How are we measuring how black you are to another person? To another black man, I'm Bruce. I'm blacker than you because my wife is full-blood American black.
Oh, okay.
That's how much blacker I am than you. Blacker than black. She's full-blood American black. What does that mean?
Right,
what am I saying to you? Your wife is clearly black. She's clearly, if she gets pulled over in 1912, it don't matter where she's from. It don't matter how black she's black. Mm-hmm. She's black. End of story.
End of story.
Done deal. You get treated the same as the rest of the black people on this earth. So why do we as black people measure how black you are to somebody else? That doesn't matter. You're black. Yeah. Your views are your views. Your opinions are your opinions. Who you want to think, bro? That's you. That's up to you. Yeah. I don't have to do what you do. What you eat don't make me shit. Last time I checked, right? So I truly do hate that people tend to force their more blackness or being more black. I can't even put my quotations in the screen because I'm so small now. Putting your blackness against my blackness, like, bro, that doesn't make sense, man. Like, we all grow up in different. A lot of things go into you being an adult and being the person that you are. Your upbringing, your the area that you're in, the parents that you have, the mentors that you have, the friends that you have, the educational system that you have, the church that you go to, the books that you read. A lot of things go into you being the person that you are. None of that deters your blackness. None of that changes your skin complexion. There's actual procedures for that. There's actual procedures for that. Ask Sammy Sosa, ask Michael Jackson. There's procedures for that. That doesn't change my skin. That doesn't change the fact that I'm black. I am black. The day I was born, I'm black. The day I die, prayerfully, I'm going to be black.
Right.
Hey, brother,
unless I go through one of those procedures.
That's a low T conversation they having, man.
You might be right.
But this wasn't Ryan Clark. It wasn't. It's like RG is a clown. This whole skin without skin color of the ball. RG3 is a clown. Have you seen the hoagie thing yet, Bruce?
I forgot to check, man. I forgot to check. You told me about it. I'm like, huh? Yeah, I forgot.
RG3 is hilariously corny. Sometimes he can be fun. It's like, okay, I get it, but sometimes it's like, RG3, like, what is you doing, bro? Like, it's like you. It's like
just a little different, man. That's all.
It's like he was that kid who grew up and he was like getting clowned on, and then he finally felt like he learned how to play football. He turned so good at it. So now he's like, yeah, I'm good at football. So like everything I say is funny. People laughing at you because you gonna make it, bro. They're laughing at you because you're rich.
Yeah, if you suck, they'd be like, man, get out of here.
Yeah, like, get out of here. You cornball, get out of here. But bro, you good at football, bro. You gonna make it to the league, bro. We're gonna laugh at these jokes because we're gonna try to leech off of you when you get up there. Yeah, that's how he acts to me.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you.
But
yeah,
anyway, man. Back I mean, don't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
Measuring blackness to me, that just isn't fair to us as black people. Stop doing it. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's dumb. There's nothing you can't put black in a measuring cup. You can't put black in a measuring cup.
What's the metric? And who's the arbiter of what's black enough or what's, what is blackness? Like, it's so stupid to me. But
it's extremely dumb. It's extremely dumb. But to his apology, man, like I said, I'm not the one to judge intent. How you apologize, Bruce. I know you said what you said about if like this is what I would have said, but your name's Bruce Hope.
Facts.
At the end of the day, your name's Bruce Hope. That's how
Correct.
you would apologize.
Yeah, that's how I would.
I can't measure your apology against his when he's Ryan Clark, right? Now, if I grew up with Ryan Clark and I've seen him apologize so many times and I can see the sincerity, I can see how he words things, then I could probably have a little bit more judgment. But me on the outside looking in, I'm not going to be the one to judge what type of how or the intent, the sincerity of his apology. He apologized at the end of the day. Hopefully RG3 family and Greta and his daughters and stuff like that, hopefully they can move on. Hopefully Ryan Clark can move on. Hopefully eventually after this, we can move on. Because again, the true topic of conversation never got spoken about, which is Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. The true topic of conversation never got talked about in that feud between both of them. Never. So why are we here? Why are we to this point to where now we're discussing you guys as family? You guys are both retired.
Yeah.
Bianca and Ryan Clark, they're 45, 46 years old. RG3, you're what, late 30s, about to push 40s maybe. You know what I mean? So like, bro, y'all are out of the league. You're not even involved in WNBA basketball. You're not even basketball players. You're former NFL stars. Right? Yeah. You know what I mean? We're talking about y'all wives, the older women, before we're talking about the young women who 23, 24, and Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Why are we talking about y'all?
That's a great point.
Why are we talking about y'all, man? But yeah, that's my take, man. Bruce, I'll let you wrap it up.
Yeah. No, I just thought it was the whole thing.
Nobody wins when the family feuds.
Nobody wins when the family feuds.
That's a bar. That's a bar, G.
That's Hove.
I'm writing that down. Is it?
That's Hove, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, it's still a bar though. I'm not a Hove fan, but it's still a bar. I rock with it. Okay. That's tough. But yeah, man, like I think that,
that's sad that you didn't know that. That's cool. You so New York and you didn't even know that. That's Hove, bro. That's like one of the gods of New York.
We're gonna digress real quick, man. I haven't been a Hove fan for a very long time, probably since like the second album. Like I didn't like the direction that it was going.
Basic training
don't work for me.
So you stopped after Blueprint 1?
It's been a long time. I didn't even like that one. Yeah,
man, we used to have so many debates on AIT about
we did
how he was biting everybody rhymes, man. That's a good time.
But no, man, this whole thing was crazy, and you're right. But I did think it was interesting, the same way people are saying, Edward, that RG3 was looking for sympathy by talking about his family. Is Ryan Clark not looking for sympathy now when he brought up his wife and his family through his apology? Was he not? I thought that was very interesting. But yo, let's open up the lines. We're gonna take 2 calls, and then keep it moving. So whoever gets in, gets in. We're gonna take 2. All right.
Oh my God, nobody gets in like that. Not on Jesus.
He said, "Come one, come all." Pause.
Come one.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was 904-219-82.
Nobody win when the family feuds. Let's go back to that.
Yes, nobody wins in the family feuds. Yeah, I never heard that before. That's good. That's a bar. Yeah, no calls on this. I thought I saw someone in the chat say that they wanted us to take calls.
444, right? Yeah, 444. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Nino, what's good, brother? Good morning.
What's up with y'all feeling, man? Good morning, man.
How you doing, man?
Hey, I like what everybody's saying, but I think y'all missing one. I'm gonna put something in y'all ears though. I want to ask y'all a question. Is any one of y'all on Twitter by chance? Social media?
Yeah. I'm on that.
You on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG. Yeah. TikTok.
Okay. Cause see now this what you said about the families, right? About people getting attacked. We talked about RG3 said his family. Then we talked about Ryan Clark's family, right? But what about the way when Ryan Clark said what he said, Angel Reese was being attacked for something other than basketball? The people, this what see you from you know what I'm saying? We from a place before social media, so we can kind of tune it out. But even now, it's hard when people is adding you all day and they're attacking you for something other than basketball. Oh, you nasty, oh, you hate you. You
you can turn that stuff off, right?
I was about to say you can turn off your mentions, turn off your
See,
notifications.
y'all see what I'm saying? This y'all being old school.
Get
We
off
gotta be
social media.
realistic here now. We
Yeah,
see y'all saying something.
They do it all the time these days.
I got what you're saying, Nino. I got what you're saying.
Turn it off then. Is it first game or not? That's what I'm saying. Everybody can turn it off. If we gonna be real or we ain't gonna be real.
Okay. That's
So
fair.
I feel like it's a responsibility. I keep talking about the old. I remember when Sports Center wasn't back then, before the hot tape shows and debate.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been a more responsible way RG3 broke down what you said. Like, I agree with what Bruce said. There's nothing wrong with a hate rivalry, but explain that and make it in basketball. What might be you are Transformer said that. Break it down and make it a basketball term. The way RG3 said, like, she hates Clayton Clark. Real life, she's just a hateful person. And so the comments and the attacks come. That's what I think Ryan Clark was trying to express.
You know what, Nino? I agree with that. That's a good take, man. I agree with you.
So that's why I think that, because I was reading, I'm like, I think he told. Because at first I'm like, what's wrong? Why they gotta like each other?
Right.
But
Agreed.
the way a certain group was commenting on there, oh, you nasty, she just a hateful, she hate people, they always hateful. I'm like, damn, this is.
Well, I will say this. I'll say this, Nino. I think hate is a strong word, but I really don't think that Angel Reese likes Caitlin Clark. I don't think she likes her at all. And I don't think Caitlin Clark cares too much. That's my opinion.
Well, we seen them play together in the All-Star game, and they was rated for it. They talk about it. That ain't real hate. Now, when you play against somebody, see, that's different. With the way the people, I agree with the hate that you describing. A rivalry side, Baltimore Steelers.
Right.
But the way the people come in, the way RG3 broke it down, you would think that they really personally got real hatred, street hatred. Like, she just hates, and she hate Angel Reese is just hateful, just dirty, hateful. This is the way the people is commenting on it when he made that comment. So that's why he got the backlash he got.
So you know what? I got the fix for all of this. My bad, Nino. Go ahead, man.
Well, go ahead, Bruce.
No, I was just going to say I got the fix for all of this. The fix to kill this whole thing. Angel Reese, get in the damn gym, fix your broke jumper, start making layups, do better. That fixes.
Whoa! Hold on. We not gonna do that.
That fixes all of it.
Angel Reese. No. You know how many bums it is in the NBA? How many bums?
That ain't fair, Bruce.
That ain't bums in the NBA making way more money than her.
No, but
less skill.
This is not about the money though. The real issue is this: Angel Reese is upset because of the stuff with Caitlin Clark, right? So cool, that's fine. We get it. Rivalry. Hold on, no, it's not lazy because
blazing at the all-time finest, man.
If you were better, if you being Angel Reese was better and provided. And Caitlin Clark as a player wasn't running away from you in terms of what she is doing on a professional level, you would have more of a leg to stand on. You would be less irritated. Get better and come back, and we don't have this problem anymore.
They don't even play the same position, Bruce. They don't even play the same position, Bruce.
Yeah, but that's not the issue, though.
Two different players, bro. Like that's
media matching them against each other. Be better at what she does. I understand they two different players who don't play the same position, but she got to get better at what she does. She's shooting.
Bron and Steph never played the same position. We pin them against each other.
22%. No. I don't care if she can be more or not, bro.
So the only thing
I don't think it's gonna stop the hate. No, the hate ain't about the game.
No,
it's about her attitude.
What are we expecting from her? She made it to the league, bro.
Look,
never make it there.
And also, here's the other thing. I talked about this on the show. Nino, thank you for the call, man. I'm gonna let you go.
Sorry, Nino, my bad, bro. I ain't mean to hijack this up. But nah, man, y'all gonna have to lay up off for Angel, man. Like for real.
No. Did Jack Johnson? Hold on. Did Jack Johnson get death threats when he was the best fighter in the world? Yes or no?
Yep.
I'll answer that for you. No. I'm gonna get there. Muhammad Ali get death threats. Was he hated? Like really legitimately hated?
I don't understand.
Jackie Robinson,
especially when you go to the military. Yep.
I'm not understanding what you're saying, bro.
I'm about to get
this was about basketball.
I'm about to get there. Hold on. This is very simple. We need to stop, and the media, whoever it is, needs to stop acting like Angel Reese is the first athlete who ever had it hard or whoever got hated on. plain and simple. Because I guarantee you, she ain't facing what they faced. So get better, get in the gym, dominate.
What you talking about, bro? Like, what that has to do with anything, yo? That's the problem, man. You can't measure two different people up against each other, yo. Like, that pass was different. She made it to the league, bro. She's an NBA basketball player.
That's true.
A NBA basketball player, just like a lot of NBA players, man, that just get on through track and field, man. Like, it's no big deal, man. Like, she broke the record for double doubles, right?
Okay, cool.
All right. Then don't she got the NCAA championship, right? She got accolades, man. So all right.
There's a lot of NBA players that have NCAA championships too. But go ahead. Christian Braun got an NCAA championship. Do you talk about him?
Say what?
Who?
There you go. Christian Braun that plays for the Denver Nuggets.
I thought you said Chris Brown. I'm like, no, you don't.
Now I bring it up to say
Angel Reese, yo. Like,
no, because you just
Angel Reese playing the floor, yo. You talking about Angel Reese playing the floor, and you blazing Caitlin Clark like she played the floor. She don't play the floor, bro.
First of all, I'm not glazing nothing. I'm not glazing.
You blaze all the time on Caitlin Clark.
Who's the better player? Let's do this. Who is the better player in the WNBA?
She's a better shooter.
She's a better player.
All right, you got it.
She's not a better rebounder.
This is not a
rebounder.
She passes the ball better.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We failed in neglect and realized, like, who is checking her 90% of the time she's on the court? The two guard.
How's that her
point
fault?
Guard. How is it who fault?
How's that Caitlin's fault? She busting it. Like, there's been plenty of point guards in the league before she got there.
How is it Angel Reese's fault? That's what I want to know. Why is she?
She's missing. She's the one that's missing, not Caitlin.
It is okay. Let's keep Caitlin Clark out of it. They're not the same player. They don't play the same position.
They played each other. Yo, like
Angel Reese is shooting 22% from the floor. There's no getting around that.
All right. Okay.
All right. Cool. So
what do you want me to say, bro?
There's nothing for you to say. You can't say anything to that. You want to defend her, and I get it. But the fact is, all this goes away if she just gets better. Plain and simple. That's it. Get in the gym. Don't worry about us.
Get the first full year in the WNBA playing, yo. Like, of course she's gonna get better.
I believe that. I have acknowledged that. But she
don't play the two. So match her up against another four. Match her up against another four. Match up against another four.
Well, what does she do against the other fours? She shoots 22% against the other fours. So what are you saying? What are you saying?
You say that, yo, this is only like the third, fourth game in the WNBA that they played, bro.
I'm not talking about just against Caitlin Clark. I'm talking about in the league. She don't play every game against Caitlin Clark, right? Right?
Of course not. The point of the matter is like why does the league constantly pin those two together? Like it's like Bonnie and like you can't talk about one without
Bird
the
and
other.
Magic.
Wait,
it's the same concept.
Bird and Magic play the same position. They didn't.
They damn near the same size, bro. Like, what are you saying?
But they still play different positions. You now size. You just changed.
Right. Moving the goalposts is all good.
One was a point guard, one was a small forward.
So one got in the lead for scoring, the other got in the lead for rebounding. What are we talking about? Yo, like, I don't understand. Y'all acting like she been shooting a three the whole fucking game. Like, no, that's not her game, bro. That's her. She inside. That's her game inside.
She's not that good at it right now.
She's not even good at that. She is a dominant rebounder, but that's it.
Okay.
Tell me what else does she do besides that? What else
her story, bro?
Huh?
That's her story. Maybe that's her story.
What else does she do besides that? That's my question to you. I know you want to protect her. What else does she do?
No. I'm gonna go back to your girl, Caitlin. Caitlin is
no. You're talking about
shooter, yo.
Didn't you just say you're talking about Angel Reese? Why are we going back to Caitlin Clark? You just said we're talking about Angel Reese. Why are we going back to Caitlin Clark now?
I'm not going to overtalk you, so I'll say this, yo. Like, Angel Reese has been known to get double doubles. That's her thing, yo. 10 and 10. 10 and 10. Mm-hmm. When she get hot, that's her thing. Double double. Mm-hmm. Right? That's all we saw right now. Did we see her shooting threes? No, we had.
Actually, we do. She just misses them. But go ahead.
Okay, all right. Everybody get a shot.
She does.
What I'm saying is, there's a lot of other people that's in the NBA that plays the same way she played but don't get the death threats and the scrutiny that she gets. And
But
I don't
she's
know if it's
also
because
asking for the glamour and the glory, though, bro. She's not
asking
being.
for
That's
the
not
glamour
being.
and the glory. What you
Yes,
mean asking for
she's
it?
all over social media. She's always in the topic of conversation. She's always in the limelight. What do you think is going to happen if I'm always in the limelight?
Why can't she be in the limelight?
Nobody said she can't be in the
Nobody
limelight.
said she can't. I'm just saying, you're going to be criticized if I see you all the time. If you're in the commercials, she has commercials for the WNBA, does she not? Does everybody else in the WNBA have it?
What's wrong with that?
So you're set to a standard when you're doing these things, bro.
We know who dominates the WNBA, and it's not Angel Reese.
Angel Wilson,
right?
yes, we know it's Angel Wilson.
Absolutely, it's unfair to her to get this type of scrutiny, and nobody talking about Angel Wilson because she a dog. Nobody talking about her.
Can I just say
you're
real?
changing
Can I
the
just say real
conversation,
quick
I'm
that
not
I have
changing
said
the
on
conversation.
numerous occasions
But the
on
point
this
I'm
show
making
that
is
A'ja Wilson is the best women's player in the world. I've said that on numerous occasions.
I'm not, bro.
Just
Like
one.
I'm talking, yo. I'm just talking. That's all. I'm talking from my point of view, yo. I don't care about how nobody else feel, how nobody else think, man. I just believe that this young lady should get more respect than what she get. Now, her shoot percentage is down, but she made it to the NBA, the WNBA. It should be definitely a thing to celebrate, man. Like, and not only that, she definitely lead the league in double doubles last year.
Yes, he leads the league in double doubles.
All I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
And that's cool. And we acknowledge that she's an incredible rebounder. We acknowledge that. But it's real interesting how we continue to look past the fact that Angel Reese on multiple occasions has said that she embraces being the villain. If you embrace being the villain, you know that vitriol is going to come with that. So why do people have to protect you from that?
I've never seen that. And I think we can go back and forth every day and talk about these things because we don't see it the same way, and I don't think we will, and that's fine. It's okay. Two things can be right.
Right.
Hey, what that is? Turn that down.
That's kind of how I look at it, bro. Ain't no need to carry this conversation on any further because certain things I don't care too much for. I think sophomore slump. She going through a sophomore slump. It's her second year, which is common. A lot of players go through it. But anytime somebody can leech on and just talk bad about somebody, they seem to like to do it. And I don't understand why they don't talk about those things when it comes to other people. That's why I said it was the Caitlin Clark glazing, because nobody talked about her getting stripped the last second and crying for a foul when it was a clean block at the end. Nobody talked about
it was a foul, but that's a different thing. But what I will say to your point, 10 turnovers. Caitlin Clark is the only player in NBA WNBA history with 10 turnovers in a game, and she's done it twice now. There's no excuse for that, none whatsoever. So great point. All I said, I will say, I don't hear you complaining about other people in sports in the past or in the present have facing vitriol. I just don't understand this need that so many people feel to cape up for Angel Reese. Again, someone who has said on multiple occasions, she's good with being a villain. So what that mean?
Yeah, people like to, cap up. You know how people get, growing up like, hey, man, she fine though, bro.
Yeah.
Yada. Give her a little slack. She cute.
Mm-hmm.
Almost basketball.
Let's and great point, Chief. It is only 2 games in. But if we're real though,
we're not even gonna talk about Dirty Finger, yo. We're not gonna talk about Dirty Finger.
No, we definitely not talking about that. What's wrong with you?
This is the modern Dirty Finger, man.
No,
that's all it is, bro. It's the modern Dirty Finger, man. That's
you tell Transform about that later. We're definitely not doing that.